Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of Slow Customs. And in today's episode will be my Maroon Murdoch and my British Rail Diesel 10. So we're gonna start with Murdoch here, as he's the one that I like a bit better, and he's a lot more better in terms of custom, I guess. Anyway, so if you don't know, the original concept art for Murdoch is that he was a maroon and yellow engine. He had yellow line in, like a maroon paint job with a red buffer beam or whatever, which I actually forgot to give him. I probably have to go back and do that. Oh my, sorry about the camera, it keeps shifting on me. I lost one of the supports for it. Anyway, so I had a spare Murdoch, and I decided, why not just turn him into a Maroon Murdoch? It was on my custom list, and I was just kind of bored, to be honest. So yeah, that's kind of how I came up with him. We'll start with like his main body here. The red paint that I actually used for my Trojan, my London Transport Duck. I think there's another one that I used it for. Oh, my Flying Thistle as well. So those are the three other engines that I used this red for, and it turned out really nice. And ironically, I used pretty much the same livery for all of them. So that kind of turned out unexpected. But yeah, the red actually went on quite nice onto the Murdoch body. It was actually in fairly good condition too, so I'm kind of surprised that the paint went on it only in like 3 coats. So that's always good. The line-in is pretty simple, especially for the boiler bands. All I did was I followed the original boiler bands on the base of the model, because there was like a little indent or like a little part where it was lifted up. So it made it a lot easier to like follow along with my toothpick in the yellow to get like good looking boiler bands. This little running board plate part, that's just kind of freelance. It's not too accurate to the actual concept art, but I figured it would add something nice, and this little lip at the bottom there, it kind of works. It's definitely not accurate, but I did look at, I believe it was Trackside Studios, or Traxy, whatever he's calling himself now. I looked to his for inspiration on how to do mine, so thank you for that. The cab is pretty simple. It's just a copy of the original Murdoch cab with the line-in done a bit differently. So yeah, I'll show the other side here in a moment. One difference I do have is that he has black wheels. I thought that the black wheels would look good in contrast to the red and yellow, and honestly, it really does look good. It gives it a nice, finished feel, I guess you could say. Though the red actually doesn't look too bad on the concept art. Nothing really done to the front part of him here. I do need to get a replacement face for him, as the face that I, originally came with him was all like dented, cracked. It wasn't cracked, but it had a lot of chips out of it, which means it was well loved and played with, which I don't mind, but I will need to get to another face for him just so it doesn't look like this. So yeah, it's actually not too much, to be honest. Anyway, now here's his tender. His tender is really simple. All I did was I took a, I believe, 2012 Henry tender, and added a bit of balsa wood to the bottom of it to give it more height, because now it sits relatively flush with the roof, which the actual 9F tenders kind of did, and the original Murdoch tender did, so it's kind of nice. But I took balsa wood and wrapped it in tape. That way it gives it a nice, complete look to it. So the line-in is really simple. It's just done in yellow. The roof here, or the top of it, the coal piece isn't as small as it should be, just because I didn't have a spare small one. I just had the standard coal size piece. So I just kind of stuck that on there. And then this little back part here, that's just the gap that the Henry Tender had compared to the tape. So that's been covered up. The backside really doesn't have any detail. I'll probably go back later once I finish like the Murdoch and give him like that back tender line that he has. So I'll probably do that. But yeah, the wheels are also painted black as well. So overall, I think Maroon Murdoch is really good actually. Not my best, but definitely one of the good ones. I think I might use this as my Railway Series Murdoch. I don't know. But yeah. Anyway, now we move on to my British Railway Diesel. Or Diesel 10, sorry. Now, this is just a, I believe, let me see here. This is just a 2001 Diesel 10, painted in the BR green colors like bear. I was bored. I really didn't have anything to do, and I didn't know what to turn the diesel body into besides another British Railway diesel. So I just decided to reuse the face and basically make this as my pre-Sodor diesel. Now, I've already made another Diesel 10, so I don't know if I'll use this guy too much. Like, maybe as a background engine, I don't know. But this is basically pre-Tenet Co. and pre-Sodor diesel. So, yeah, all I really did was I painted the entire body my standard British Rail dark green. And I used the color relatively close to the bear green stripe at the bottom because I lost that color for some reason. So yeah. Otherwise, the details on the side are pretty much the same on how they were on the original Diesel 10, with like the windows, the doors. I believe these were supposed to be vents. Yeah, I did cover up the vents on the top here just because I didn't want to like find a way to represent them. So, in this pre-Sodor Diesel 10, he doesn't have those kind of windows, so, yeah. Or, sorry, vents. On the top here, where Pinchy is actually sitting, I tried to round out the roof to make it look like a normal diesel, to eventually make it into one of the standard British Railway diesels. But the gap here, I just couldn't get it covered enough, so I just kind of took everything off and just put a bit of tape over it and then put the original Pinchy back on with the claw. The claw is also painted gray just to look like, hey, it's not rusty or old anymore. It's like a brand new diesel or whatever. So, yeah. I think it looks nice, though. It works. He has D10 on him to represent his name, Diesel 10. Little detail I thought I'd add. Took a lot of inspiration from Bowler from that one. So yeah. The back of him is just painted in a standard yellow. I actually missed this part here. I never noticed that, so looks like I do still have to do some touch-up on these guys, but oh well. The windows are also translated over, so. The face is the original, only I have painted the eyes and filled those in. Just because I think it looks okay. It's not the worst, not the best, but it definitely works for my Diesel 10. Also, the yellow goes around his face there as well. Pretty standard, so yeah. Overall, one of my more simpler customs, but it still looks nice. It's definitely, or sorry, it's definitely a good take on Diesel 10 in my opinion. So, yeah. I'll just get these guys back in their order, so, yeah. Anyway, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed these customs. I just want to say I am sorry for the long gap in videos these past few months. I've just been working on school work and just going through school, so I haven't really had too much motivation to... Ooh, excuse me. I haven't really had too much motivation to actually film anything or post anything. Not saying I'm quitting YouTube, but it's definitely slowed down because of school, so I do apologize for that. Anyway, like I said before, I hope you guys enjoyed this one, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye!